Okay, so go ahead.
I got it. Um, on the facility in Herndon, is
Mhm.
that how does that access or how is that used?
So Herndon and um, Herndon and Kingstown were basically just mail drops. So that there was an address, but it's not an office. It's not an official Fathom office.
Okay.
Okay. One of my agents, Maurice Saylor, I don't know if you know him. He used to be in DAR. He's now with NBAR.
Sounds
Um,
familiar.
Maurice has, he said, look, will you split the cost with me? And for now, until we can get things going, I'm footing the bills here. But will you split the cost with me so that I have a desk there and I can come and go? And I said, absolutely. So there's no problem in being able to go in and since we have since it's a shared office, quote unquote, there's a desk available.
All right.
Okay, that it's 24-hour access. It's like anything else at Regis.
People meet their clients
Yeah.
typically where?
My people usually meet their clients if they're selling or they're putting it up for rent at the house. If it's a tenant or landlord, a
buyer,
tenant or buyer, it's usually at the house that they're renting or at Panera's or other places. And
yeah.
I've had people meet clients at Kingstown. I've had people meet clients in Occoquan, and people meet clients in Herndon. But for the most part, what I found, my agents have found, is that most buyers and sellers enjoy being able to meet in a place locally to where they're going to go look at homes. Even when I started, and I know it was definitely when you got into real estate, everything was fairly local. Now it's not unusual for you to live in Leesburg and sell in Chantilly, and nobody wants to go to Leesburg to the office, then down to Chantilly, and then back to Leesburg. And so that's why it seems to work with a lot of people.
And my reach is going to be from here down to Arlington.
But see, that's the point.
Because I know the whole turf. I was curious if we had wanted to do a DPOR has a rule. I think there's some kind of a restriction against agents having outside offices. I'm not sure about that, but I think it's got to be.
And I will tell you, if you look, there's a Long and Foster team.
Ron Rush has his own place.
Yeah, but this is somebody else, and it's their office. It's not a branch office. It's where they do business.
Yeah.
And oh God, Tom and Cindy at a Long and Foster in Kingstown, they have their own office.
And so Don and I went out and said, "Hey, we're doing really, really well. We'd like to get out of the house and have an actually office desk where I could have clients come in. We could do that up in this area and just put So that would be, and if we wanted to be, I mean, for a branch office, that would be just a piece of paper if that had to be that way. It's not that big deal." Yeah. But I mean, that's something we also had talked about, that if we wanted to have clients come in, because it'd pretty much be a conference room and another place for a couple of desks for us, and that'd be about it. Just wouldn't be a
right. And see,
it's not an address where we're getting mail and stuff. I don't think either. Probably get to our house.
Right. And see, Regis, I mean, there are plenty of those too. So that's something that could be piggybacked onto Fathom if that ever became a brand.
Yeah, and there's one right here across in Lansdowne. They have the same concept.
Yeah,
where you can that like for $500 a month they'll give you the space. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's something that's a possibility. So what else? So I think you gave me a lot of information. Where? How do you have zip forms, or what do you guys use for your electronic forms?
So let me ask you this one question, because Kathy and I were talking a little bit, and she said, I don't think Allan's really looking at becoming a DD. I think he wants to do more, do the sales and teaching. And she said, I think you were putting on him that he was going to be a DD. And I went, I wasn't trying to put that on you. It was that if that grows into it and your game, that's fine. So,
and the DD is a designated who?
It's our term for a managing broker.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. A managing broker for, the Herndon office when that comes to fruition.
Yeah. And again, I'm open to whatever. Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, I'm not limited. It's just, I just thought to get something started now. And right. that's
and then move forward as needed.
Yeah. To see where it goes.
Okay.
And so zip forms. Okay. Do I need to get zip forms, or do you have a platform where it's all?
I have a platform. I have a subscription to zip forms. Mm-hmm. And zip forms, the way it works is I haven't collected on it in years, and I said I was going to collect on it this year, and I just, it's branded to Fathom and to you. Mm-hmm. So I have the subscription. Right. So you have a zip form subscription for you. And if you want to do it for you and Donna, if you didn't need them separate, you could do it one. That, no big deal one way or another. Mm-hmm. But yeah. It's free essentially to you. There's no payment for it. Okay. Do you know about SkySlope?
That's a new thing that NVAR rolled out, isn't it?
And Virginia Realtors, and it's Virginia electronic signatures and all the forms. And what's funny is I actually, before I did anything with it, because Gail, our state broker, and Tom Campbell were like, hey, SkySlope's coming out, and isn't this great? And I went, well, it has Virginia Realtor forms on it, but so I sent an email in SkySlope after I signed up, and I said, hey, do you have NVAR forms? And the answer I got back was, well, we're looking at all different things, but no, not right now. Okay. I sign on to SkySlope and everything's there. NVAR and Virginia. I'm like, and it's free. So
yeah, it's free. Yeah, I have an agent that's used it, and he says that it's pretty good. It does have some limitations versus the zip forms and DocuSign, because I've got DocuSign and zip forms.
And so I use DocuSign too. So,
but SkySlope is something that it's out there, and it's pretty nice. I mean, I don't mind. I mean, zip forms I'm used to. I don't mind buying a prescription.
Yeah. No, but, and I would keep something. Anybody that wanted to stay with it, I would stay with it, and go from there.
The SkySlope I haven't really fully explored, other than listening to the agents that have been using it here, toying with it, and it's kind of, it's kind of neat. I mean, it's functional, serves the purpose, does the job. There was a couple things that were limiting, and I can't remember what they were. I have to ask, but some things that were just not as robust as what the other program, but I can't remember exactly. I'll have to ask again and see. But yeah, I mean, I just want to know how, now on your paperwork, do you have your paperwork that goes into where's your file cabinet?
Okay, so let me show you. I'm going to share my screen, okay? Mm-hmm. All right, where am I? Okay, so I got to move this out of the way here. So this is the everything that, with the questions that you were talking about last night. So this is our platform. It's called IntelliAgent. It's actually, the name is Atlas. And this is where there are a number of different things available to you. And I've actually opened some tabs up through here so that you can see. So this is the dashboard. Okay. And I can look at all the different contracts being, mine that have gone on, or within the office. But so these are transactions that are coming up. And again, this is what the different agents.
Wow. This looks just very similar to what we use called Broker Engine.
Okay.
Which is very similar, only the side strip ribbon is across the top, but it's very, very, very similar. So you just create a transaction in here and then upload the documents to it.
Yep. And then what happens is that when you upload the documents, they come to me. And so every morning, at least in the morning, if not a couple of times during the day, I get this
Right. Pending. Me too. That's what Broker Engine does. Same thing. I go in there, I got pending. I got to go review them and approve them.
Yep.
And then it's done. Yep. Same thing. Okay. That's almost, and it's, you call it IntelliAgent because Broker Engine is really just almost like this exactly.
Well, the funny part is this is all proprietary. Everything that I'm laying out here has been designed and collated. And so it has features from different things. But so here are my contacts. If there's, and we haven't really rolled this out. I haven't messed with it, that or tasks. But when you go into marketing, this campaigns is going to be through the CRM and the website, broadcasts for different, for your contacts. You can create neighborhood alerts. And this is the marketing center.
So it's all in one. The Broker Engine doesn't have all that. We have a separate thing for that.
And so you have Instagram posts, Facebook posts, downloads, print marketing. You have all sorts of things like this in here. And that's the marketing. Let's see. If you go, the websites are actually going live tomorrow. Right now, they're still with KV Core. And tomorrow they go live through this. And again, we bought the Neighborly platform. And so it's being generated through Neighborly.
Now, can agents have do they have their own websites through this, or they just independently find them?
Oh, no. It's all each agent has a website that's customizable through here. Okay. So you wouldn't have to go out and create your own website. I mean, you can create it through here, but everybody has a website.
What's the charge for that?
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
None of this is, well, the marketing center, if you're going to buy stuff that, but
I hope so. I'll let you working. You'll be working in the coal mines paying for it.
But the websites, there's no charge with that. Okay. This is all through us. And with that, it'll have different, a number of CRMs, things along these lines. So that, again, you're not having to go out and do something to buy a CRM or do any of the attachments. Now, I have my website. So I actually have two websites with Fathom. One will be this, and then one is my, hold on one second.
You got a school website?
No, I'm working on that. Yeah. So. So I don't know. Can you see that I switched places?
No, I just see the last screen. No neighborhood alerts yet.
Okay, I'll show that in a second. But oops. So you have your own website, and and so it's in a directory, et cetera, things along these lines. So, and again, there's no cost. That's part of what we do. I can pull reports on my agents, Fathom. This is a company directory, Fathom Wiki. Do you see is it showing you welcome to Fathom Wiki?
Yeah.
Okay. So this will eventually be merged into IntelliAgent, looking the same but different because it won't be a separate entity. Okay. And again, there's you can access all the different things. So I'll give you this. This is IntelliAgent, CRM, which will be in IntelliAgent. We use my single property websites, which I love. So it's a great way to market your properties and help you with buyer's guides and things like this.
Is that where like 123 Main Street, where each property has its own dedicated website?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. I know what that is.
And then e-endorsements. Look, I don't use e-endorsements. I don't use Google or anything like that. I just, I do it, like I said, enough transactions. I got my sphere of influence. I got my people, but people that are looking for to be able to promote themselves, a lot of times e-endorsements is a great thing because it's a third party and they're querying, you put the information in there. And again, this is free. My single property website is free. There's no cost for any of this.
This is a testimonial.
Yes.
Yeah, right. Yeah, there's several websites that you can go on to get that do that. My agent, stuff like that. So it's like, yeah, so that's good.
So I'm going to show you Fathom Academy here in a second. David Knox video training with him, and that's all free. Okay. Have you ever heard David Knox talk?
I don't think so.
So 5 years ago, he came and talked to our leadership conference, and he walked in, and Allan, it was like watching Johnny Carson. His mannerisms, the way he was standing there, the way he spoke, and there, a number of the younger people didn't think of it, but you could see many of us doing this. It was like, I thought he was dead type of thing.
Yeah.
I did want to tell you, we have a mentor program. And so that's something that I think that you'd really do well and the agents would benefit from. And so the way we have it set up, and obviously this wouldn't pertain to you and Donna, because you would come over and you're going to be an agent, but you've been a broker and you've done this. But if, let's say we get an agent that has done one transaction in the last 2 years or is a brand new agent, it is mandated that they go into the mentor program. And the mentor program is a 12-week training, 9 of which is structured, and it's all laid out. And it's not that you can't supplement or help, et cetera, things like this, but 9 are structured. Then the last 3 are free form. And it doesn't mean that after that, you can't help them, anyway. But the way it works is that you get paid for this. So I remember we talked about the amounts, but when somebody goes into the mentor program, they're on a 70-30 split. So 70% goes to them, and then they pay their fees. 30% goes to Fathom. Fathom keeps 10% of the 30, and you get 20%. And that's on the first 3 transactions that individual does. So that's another way to help get income, to do training, to influence the people that are going to be carrying on after us.
So this is a 12-week program, and the mentor would be leading that program to that new agent.
Right.
And so then it's good.
Okay. So they would, so if you were the mentor, we look at, you meet with them a minimum of 1 hour per week, and there's a check sheet and there's a manual, et cetera, things along these lines. And so and it's on your time. It's what you both schedule. And for those 12 weeks, they're your responsibility. Not that you can't impact them later on, but no matter when they do the 3 transactions, whether it's in the first 12 weeks, the first month, or the first 20 years, you still get, that 20% of their commission for the first.
If a person goes into the mentor program and mental program, if they go into the mentor program and then say they're just an explosive person, and then like in 3 weeks they got 4 transactions going, are they required to continue with the 12 weeks?
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Because
the mentor is only getting based on a 3, right?
Right. But the idea of the mentor program is it talks about your sphere of influence. I mean, it's separated in those 9 weeks, and then listings and how to do that, and how to hold open houses, and how to talk to people and generate business and buyer's agency and all that. So it's a very extensive program.
So the mentor is getting paid on the first 3 transactions.
Yes. No
matter when they occur within that.
Yep.
And then, but the agent must remain in there for 12 weeks.
Yes.
Yeah. And then during that 12 weeks, after they have their 3 transactions, 70-30, are they back on the other system, even though they're still in the mentor?
No. Okay. They're still in the mentor program for those 12 weeks, but after their first 3 transactions, then.
Yeah. Understood.
Okay. All right.
Good.
Fathom Academy, this is something I was telling you about. This is where we hold our training. Now, it doesn't mean that I don't do live training, but it allows me to create. So we have Fathom Offers, which is like an iBuyer that's tailored to Fathom agents. And so a friend of mine, one of my same position in Georgia outside of Atlanta, did the training for my agents and iBuyers. We have and actually I got to collect from my agents. Have you ever seen Studio?
No.
Okay.
Is that Matt Troiani? He's this, isn't he? NVAR. He's the he's the CEO, isn't he?
So he's the legal counsel.
Oh, he's legal counsel. That's right. Yeah.
And there's so Matt's going to do some training for me. He did a training here about the new when they did the new forms. He also did other training for me that we put on here. I'm calling him up next week and saying, hey, can you do some training for my agents on such and such? And we'll do that. Matthew Rathbun did a 2-hour training on doing videos. And then these are other ones things like I did one about creating handwritten note cards in OneNote, winning multiple offer situations, why people ought to use why it's required. I require them to use the adverse consequences document.
So this Academy stuff is all you're doing. You're all putting all this stuff up there. This is
no, but Fathom is also. I'm pointing at like Fathom Academy webinars for district directors. That's something that I took. So there are all these different classes. When I start to do the monthly meetings again, we'll do them, on Zoom, and I'll schedule it, and people can sign in, and it gets recorded and then posted. And so that people that miss the meeting, they can sign up for the meeting, but I'll record it and then post it separately so people can go back and view the training or whatever along those lines. So it's essentially, to a degree, scheduled and on demand. Okay. Let's see. So resources, do you need to get that?
No, someone else got it.
So one of the things that they have, that we have, is called resources. So what I'm able to do is put in all different things. Like I put in the roster, our E&O policy, the W-9. We own a title company, so I have in here for the seller, the ABA for Verus Title, and then the affiliated disclosure that Fathom provides for buyers, and then instructions. If an agent wants to do a contribution on to a seller or a buyer, okay, obviously more to a buyer, I have what they need to put in there so they can send me an email. I can do the letter and then sign it and send it out. My policy on broker leads, okay, broker referrals, just, anything that I want to put out to different people, okay, that I put it in resources and say, so all they have to do is go down and look at it. So I have guidance for my agents on buyer's agency paperwork, what I want filled in, how I want it filled in, to make sure that there's no question. Now, there are a lot of things that I'd like to do it this way, but a practiced agent doesn't really need it, but they need to know if I say, hey, I don't want that in there, this is what I want in there, and this is where you can find it, they can look at it. We have healthcare. Fathom has healthcare. So once an agent has done 6 transactions in a calendar year, no matter whether it's with us or another firm, they're eligible to get healthcare, which is my understanding is at a fantastic cost. So again, I have a number of different things so that agents can come in here and see the guidance.
What's the ABA you have with? Is it, you got a local around here, or is that just the?
No, so Fathom now Fathom Holdings owns Fathom Realty, Dagley Insurance, which is out of Texas, and they're expanding. They're in like 32 states. Verus Title, which is in 18 or 20 states, and Encompass Lending, which is in 29 states.
But for us, and for Virginia, though, do you have to give them the ABA, even though there's no Virginia title company? Or
oh no, there is. Verus is a Virginia title company. Dagley is allowed to do insurance here in Virginia, and Encompass is Virginia lending.
Okay, so all buyers have to be given that.
Yeah. Yep.
buyers and sellers too,
right.
probably. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we have Live By, which is, you've heard that, but you can go in and do searches and do neighborhood reports for buyers and sellers.
Okay.
I want to show you something here too. Okay, so what I was saying is I have not only my Fathom website, but this is my broker website.
Okay.
For recruiting.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's Fathom Careers, and it talks about, where we are. We're looking at moving into Pennsylvania soon. We'll be into Delaware soon. But you can see 36 states.
Mm-hmm.
And who is Fathom? Our founder is a guy by the name of Josh Harley. Josh is in his mid to late 40s,
mm-hmm.
and he would be carded at a bar. He makes me look like, at that age, he makes me look like I was collecting Social Security. But good guy, very smart. He has brought Fathom we started 11 years ago. Real Trends has been tracking us. We do let's see, here's our mission statement, and you can go onto Fathom Careers and look at all of this.
So what is the I had a question right out of my head. What was it I was going to ask you when I saw back on that screen there? How did they get the name Fathom?
So Fathom, when they said something to me, I'm like, hey, hot damn, Fathom, 6 feet.
Yeah, right.
But as we both know, Fathom also means to come to understand. And so the idea was that within our industry, our agents will come to understand that we are innovative and that we're paying them more money and changing their lives and helping them to do better by their clients. And that's where that came from.
Oh, okay.
So what other questions? I'm sorry, were you reading something?
No, I'm okay. That's okay. I'm done.
No, I'll go back.
No, it's fine. That's fine.
Right.
Okay, well, you could stop your recording for now.
Okay, let me go ahead and do that. Can I do this tell you real quick?
Yeah.
So if you join Fathom and you bring agents to us, this is what it is. Okay. So again, we're not looking at being a recruiting platform, but we want to reward people. So, all right. So
you shared that with me. You sent that over to me.
Okay.